Wait, I'm gonna have to respond like that.
I already have that in my head so much. Cheap ass dog!
Good times. Good times.
Is it really that good, Cap? Is it really that
5
good?
seconds remaining.
It's definitely catchy. It definitely won't get out of my brain anytime. Just gonna bet all I hear this dog.
Radiant team ban.
Feathery dreams tonight. Dark GG. Game number 1 went their way. Kind of felt like a little bit of a Lost in the Woods HellRaisers for a little bit, but Stark, they held true. The power of the Sven as well as Ember triumphed out. Leave brothers. They get to take the first game in the European region. And, now we go on to game number 2, and should also point out a 2-game series. It is worth the full 3 points if you go 2-0. That is the format being used by Dota Pit. Even though other tournaments are now starting to change up, this is the format we started with and we will end with. See who will be able to qualify in. Only 1 team from each group. Kind of a hard ask as well. So there's 2 different groups. You can check out all the information at dotapit.com. Yeah, 2 full groups. Only 1 team from each group has to qualify.
10 seconds remaining.
So I'm looking at this draft so far, and I think Stark GG would be a pretty wise thing of them to pick up Nature's Prophet maybe as part of their 1-2. It really fit their style specifically against HellRaisers. They already have one of the Trixie heroes banned away. HellRaisers did not plan on picking Lone Druid first pick, so they chose to ban it away because they knew Stark would pick it. Interesting to me that they're taking so much time on their first pick, because I thought they had a very clear plan with the way that the Lone Druid was banned. Maybe they expected the Invoker to be left out in the pool, but I think that's so unlikely. Invoker is one of the higher contested heroes, first pick / ban.
But then you also start with something like an Oracle. It seems a little... It kind of feels like they're playing so hard against Trixie in this game. They did in the last game, like they banned out against him and then they gave him and then he just dropped it. So Star GG, they're gonna rinse and repeat at least their first pick. Maybe not the Sven, but we can find that out soon. Like Trixie can't get away with like Darkseer pickup if anyone... Is anyone really even still playing Darkseer off lane?
Yeah, sure. I think Darkseer still has a decent amount of value.
Even up against Oracle?
Radiant team pick.
Less so against Oracle, obviously. There's...
Sven stands ready.
You're pretty hard countered by
Radiant
Oracle,
team
him and Waze Embers. But I think the hero still has value in this patch. Chen and Bane picked up, so Stark greeting the very open and somewhat ominous Oracle first pick with an equally sort of like open pickup of their own with their 2 supports, Chen and Bane. While that does, you know, their supports come out there, it doesn't lock down their strategy by any means.
But it definitely gives them a lot of control, a lot of setup as well.
Why I thought they would pick up Furion, because Furion, for me, I thought it was actually going to be Batrider Furion as HellRaisers, 2 heroes that they ban out.
Yeah,
but
Batrider's still in the pool.
Leave the Batrider, which I think is a pretty good pickup here for Stark in the 3-4. Maybe they don't pick it up right now, but in combination with Lycan, I think Batrider is even more valuable. You want a very solid disable, I think, for the Lycan to take advantage of. I think it's particularly... Oh, wait, Oracle. Never mind. I was like, it's really good versus Sven. Any melee carry is going to be countered by Batrider pretty heavily, but...
You can never get a full
Oracle's
lasso
an
off.
issue. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Fortune 10 causes a lot of problems.
Yeah, he either ults and, you know, there goes the lasso, or even if he doesn't have that, like, he W's you and all that magic damage isn't applicable. Yeah. Or he snares you with the Q. There's so many problems.
10 seconds remaining.
My bad. That's why they didn't ban away the Batrider. Forgot Oracle's a hero.
So now Stark just go down a different line. So we've got an early mech carrier. In fact, HellRaisers will get the Batrider themselves. Stark have the early mech carrier mid, who's very stable up against the Zeus. Then you've got your Lycan safe lane who can buff up the offlane if he wants to, but you got a Chen and Bane that can rotate into that mid and will be really successful rotating up against the
10
Zeus and
seconds
potentially
remaining.
coming in behind the Bat Rider. The last hero is still what goes away with Trixie's, and if this is a push lineup and potentially a Roche lineup, I'm thinking Beastmaster is probably going to be like up there a long way. That's where my mind is at least going with this. Like you get a lot of aura stack, and you still need like maybe a little more of a disable off your offlaner. And he can do so much with the new camps on the Dire side now. He can be
5
stacking
seconds
both the
remaining.
camps at the same time with Axis as well as Bull.
No, I think you're absolutely right,
Reserve
Toby.
time.
Master is a great call here.
Something else though?
No,
You got to
I
turn your
was
voice
thinking
that
about
you're
it.
thinking
I was
something
looking
else.
at other heroes, and I was like, you know what? No, I think Beastmaster. I don't typically like Beastmaster, or I don't like too much single target against Oracle. I play a lot of Oracle in pubs when I'm forced to support, and I know when the enemy team has single target focus, like Oracle is like top to pick up. But I think there's too much value between him with the Lycan, the scouting out of the Bat Rider with the Hawk is pretty important as well. Even if he does get that initiation, if you could just stop him in his tracks, it's going to be great. Holding a BKB Sven is pretty important because the Bane's unlikely to be able to get the same opportunities because Oracle's probably going to ult on the Fiend Script target.
Yep.
So if you can have some sort of follow-up disable that goes through
10
BKB, that's
seconds
pretty valuable
remaining.
as well. I think there are a lot of reasons that
5 seconds
Master is a
remaining.
strong pickup. Maybe one of the questions being how well are you going to be playing
Reserve
work,
time.
but
It's a
I think that's
Beastmaster.
okay.
You just stack and farm that way.
yeah, you could do that, stack and farm. You can also you can bully out Oracle actually because Oracle is so single target focused himself. He doesn't actually deal with the boars that well at level 1, and that's the biggest important. You can look at Oracle level 5 versus Beastmaster and be like, oh, but he can nuke, down the boars with his E and stuff. That doesn't really matter. What matters is the level 1 interaction between Oracle will have only his Q. If you double bore out and run at the Oracle with your boars, it'll push back the Oracle a decent amount for the Beastmaster 2, maybe level 3. And once you start that sort of snowball, the off lane can be there. That's the thing that people oftentimes overlook is that it's not necessarily how a support does against an offlaner at once he has all of his abilities. It's about at level 1 what happens. That's the most key thing.
I like this. Alright, so they don't get the Beastmaster. It's still someone that kind of ticks the box of what I was looking at, which was the ability to find that farm from the side camps, as well as do have a presence in the lane. What do you really do about a Ravage? Oracle, do you really want to try and save 5 heroes at once? That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it does take advantage of what I was talking about earlier. Single target Oracle's really good again, so
10
to fight
seconds
that,
remaining.
if you AoE disable, that's good. It also works well against the Bat
5
Rider
seconds
because you
remaining.
have that cleanse mechanic from your Kraken Shell, especially since it got buffed up, so the
Reserve
damage
time.
threshold as you level it. It's obviously good versus melee carries as well. I think it ticks a certain number of boxes. I think I would still prefer the Master.
Hey, my pick was better!
Well, according to capitalists, I don't know if that means too much.
I trust you, Cap. I trust you with my life. Trust
But
falls.
we'll also see, like, the Tidehunter could get, like, totally dumped on here by HellRaisers. Still have that extra support left.
They could still just go for an aggro lane if they wanted to. You just you put the Bat Rider versus the Tidehunter. I know you said the Kraken Shell is still being buffed up, but
Oh yeah, Bat Rider
Rider's-
definitely wins that match.
yeah, he's still got kill potential, and you can just always just skill up Flamebreaker over something like Firefly. You just
10
have 1 point up
seconds
at the Firefly. And then Zeus can help out too, but with his Ven
5
and an
seconds
Oracle,
remaining.
who else would just make that lane invincible?
I'm concerned the Sven isn't,
Oh,
or the
Bounty's
Tidehunter is
such a-
not going to get any farm.
I may get no farm. Chen's going to be giving experience right now to the Bounty Hunter. He has to almost smoke instantly. The second he grabs the first creep and just go ganking. Oh, this Bounty's going to be doing the same thing as the Mirana was in the last game.
Yeah, was Mirana banned out? I really thought that Mirana was going to be the pickup for HellRaisers.
Mirana was not banned up.
Because the way that they would work it then is that they have a stun combination. Like, Mirana works really well with Oracle because it's a long-term snare. Yep. It's like a 3-second snare that's more than enough time to get an arrow out. Plus, you had the Sven bringing his own stun to the table as well. You had the Batrider setting up an arrow on top of that. I was like, 100% Mirana is the pickup for HR. They're going to do the same thing they did last time, just hopefully a bit better against the Chen. Mirana will get levels, and there's so much value. But
Standard.
Bounty Hunter instead... The Bounty Hunter is weaker in the laning phase, in my opinion, but does obviously offer that snowball factor.
The lanes. I don't know if Zeus is really planning on staying up here, but it's going to be an off-lane Zeus, a Batrider mid, and then they push this Sven down to the bottom lane to go up against the Tidehunter, which isn't really the most favorable matchup for a Sven.
Yeah, but...
Especially you still got an Oracle, so...
yeah, I think the Oracle will be sufficient at pushing out Tidehunter. Got him? Is he going to be caught here?
30 seconds.
There's a sentry. To be... Oh, there's a sentry to be planted, but...
Yeah, they've got Dust and... Oh, they spotted out.
Yeah, they definitely pinged it. It's like, can you drop it right here? Then they're going to play it cool as a cucumber. They have to, like, goddamn come from behind if they're going to do this, but they've walked down the hill. So they pinged it. Maybe it was just a ward ping they were doing. More.
Yeah, or maybe they thought Gotham wasn't... what that was
The
all about.
battle begins.
Well, he gets a block ward down.
Alright, let's... I'm interested to see how Trixie does against this. I'm already learning something. Goes boots against this matchup.
Kraken, first level? Like,
So part of the thing is, the snare is so valuable because the Oracle... If you're ever out of position and he starts fortune hitting you, it's not 3 seconds, but 2.5 seconds of snare time. So the only way you really beat that is by having higher movement speed than the
Afro.
heroes.
Okay, sorry. Afro is just getting up in the face of Boogie. I don't know if he was really planning on going for the courier right then, if that was the play.
No, he's weakening him up so that when Gotham comes in, they'll actually have kill potential.
That's 5
He's
sticky
baiting
napalm
out.
stacks,
Oh,
but
God.
Afro's just so low. He's ticking down and Gotham is trying to attack in. And Boogie, well, he can't come any closer to Afro. He could just end up killing himself with 8 sticky napalm stacks. They're gonna salve him up back behind the tower.
Yeah, it was the right play by both sides. Batrider read that he should try and push his advantage in order to bait the Viper into getting killed by the Bounty Hunter, but Boogie stood his ground and fought the Batrider back so much that Batrider couldn't make it a 1v. Like he was...
This is causing real problems though for Raffo as far as just basic CS. Like, he's getting levels, sure. But now you got a Viper who's 6-2 up against a Batrider who's 1-1 in the mid matchup. This gets balanced a little bit by what goddamn's gonna be stealing from the Chen. He's such a nuisance bounty hunter as well.
Looks like they already tried to go on Trixie, which made the lane push forward. So this is really valuable for him. So, because my biggest concern was that they were going to keep the creep lane back, and then he was just going to be faced in a 1v1 matchup. If he ever comes too far forward, then he gets you in Stormbolt. That's a lot.
I just realized I didn't give that observer ward down to Trixie, because he could have gone down and just blocked up the camp. Like, blocked up the pool, so we made sure they couldn't. That other observer ward's still on the back of the Chen. He's currently just feeding experience over to goddamn still. You call him differently though, don't you? You call him like Gotham?
Yeah, some people call him Gotham. I like calling him Goddamn in certain... I like to call him Gotham, and then when he goes big in a team fight,
That makes sense. Trixie's in trouble. That's an instant lock, and now, well, have they got enough damage? Yeah, they do. So Trixie's just getting a little too aggressive on this Ven and Undershock, waiting for the perfect time to attack.
This was the Trixie specialty back in the day.
Feeding?
Back when the offlane was known as the suicide lane, Trixie would play it so aggressive that he would die multiple times, but he would oftentimes get the necessary experience he needed to not win the lane, but walk out of the laning phase at 15 minutes, feeling good about his contribution. Because there is such a thing as playing too passive as an offlaner and falling behind. No more. Yeah, what a trade-off.
So that was 6 sticky napalm charges, and he firefired himself on top of the Viper. And Viper was just basic attacking. It wasn't anything special, but it was enough. Looks like on bottom lane 2, Undershock in 2 seconds. 1 second should be dead. Let's get himself denied, and in fact,
He does.
he
Wow.
does. Problematic. But yeah, that mid kill happened, and the Viper was the one who got the kill. So his experience now is a full level above that of Afo.
Yo, if you really want to be a clutch kid there, Oracle should have E'd himself as he walked into the... Then he's at 1 HP.
Oh, Valix.
Instantly dies.
He's still got Nightmare available, but he can't time it right. Oh, with that Zeus's burst damage. Afo was running himself up, but...
But I'm past the regen.
Then get the bottle back over.
He's farming the stack with the Chen.
Oh. Might be in a little bit more trouble, however. Fortune's then going to lock him in position, and Trixie is dropping quickly, and now the TP out. They don't have enough damage to kill him off.
Bountiful.
Trixie will be able to escape. How's that Zeus doing on the offlane? Like after Shashlo being involved in that fight, like he's still going one-on-one up against a Lycan. It's 32-12 up against 8 now for 0. This is not the dream start for a Zeus. But he's got enough money he can buy up his arcanes or...
I
it will
think
be the
this
arcanes.
is, he's actually doing really well for himself by insane amount of farm. Probably because he got that kill earlier, but I remember running off-lane Zeus several patches ago.
That was still only an assist.
Oh, it was? Oh,
Yeah.
well, at least he got some.
Yep.
Obviously, a big part is going. I think they recognize that there's just not very much kill power out of this duel. So he can afford... Oh, unless he gets caught by the...
Yeah, goddamn's
Oh, no,
coming
don't
up.
sleep.
Oh, they can't get close enough for it.
Gee.
Where's the Nightmare? He thought about starting it, but there were already 2 farms with the tier 1 towers, and MP burns his ulti. Goddamn, still waiting for a right opportunity, and they got Varlik so low. He's got that very fire to bring himself back up as well as the stick charges, but even then, that was not enough. We get our first rotations as well from the mid. I guess Batrider into the jungle, and now back into the mid lane. But it's Viper down to the bottom lane. So they want to really just get an easy pick off here on the Oracle. He's able to get it too. Ben's already back into the safety of his lane. Buys a little bit of space, and we'll give a DD room for a Viper.
Yeah, Trixie's still, even after that trade-off at top lane, Trixie's still getting more out of the bottom lane.
Once he gets that level 6 as well, like he's so much more viable. Because if HellRaisers want to try and force the issue, you've got that Ravage up. And that may just stop them from forcing an issue. Bottom lane, Boogie hung around.
Again.
Trixie's still not level 6, but Boogie is. And with a Viper Strike, that's more than enough damage to kill off the Oracle. Boogie looks like he's just waiting at the perfect time. The ticket's not going to be enough. Down 25 HP, what you give to have a Zeus ulti. Unfortunately, it belongs to the other team. And that heal is good.
Pretty good thinking there by the Oracle. I think a lot of people would have W'd yourself in order to stop the magic damage from Grip Strike, but he identified there's too much physical damage coming out from Boogie. That constant slow. He stop his attacks. Very fired up. He is stopping all Sven farm. Not getting anything. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Valix is getting enough.
Difficult here to initiate on too. They don't have the sentry ward down for the dire side, but there's dust for Varlik, so even if the bounty does try and come down and contest him, can't really do that much. And what's the Batrider gonna do? Run at you? You just get nightmared. So,
Yeah.
like until that blink dagger is over on Afro, the Bane can get away with this.
This is the big downside of having a Batrider mid, right? Is that if you rotate out of the lane, he's not going to put pressure on the tower. So Stark can afford to do something like put a Bane mid. Imagine if that was like an Invoker or something, or Lina mid. Right, you couldn't place the Bane there because you'd be constantly dying to the end mid laner, and then you would also be feeling that tier 1 tower dropping. Probably 2 minutes. But sort of matchup, Boogie can afford to spend all of his time at the bottom lane, and the team really isn't punished at all.
Yeah. In fact, it's even better because you've forced so many rotations from HR. Well, they've had 4 heroes in the bottom lane for the last minute looking for an opening. Zeus will now only just return to this top lane, but It's been free farming in the meantime, and because of that lockdown of the Sven's farm, the Lycan's getting even further and further ahead. You also had so many players on that bottom lane now. HR's going to split themselves up, focus on the farming, and now you've also finished up the Vladimir's offering on Nemfi. There's a quick chance that Stark can just slip themselves inside the Roche pit with the assistance of the Chen and just take Roshan very quickly. Or maybe not.
They may
maybe
have
not that
to do
quickly.
some scouting ultimates from Shachlo. Because you're right, the way Stark are gaining some control. They could even just rotate the Chen and Viper to bottom lane and take that tier 1 tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That'll do a lot for Stark.
Alex was able to get a ward down. Shasho's obviously going to have a scout for this one. Does he? Yeah, he checks the camp instead. To make sure there's no observer ward there. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, looks like Zven. This is going to be worth the Ravage. He's going to commit it anyway. Actually bumps the Oracle on the sidelines. Might allow enough space for Boogie to attack into Undershock as well, but nope. They got controlled enough by the Fortune's hand that he couldn't chase. But that's the Zven going down.
Yeah, Undershock really screwed the pooch there. You cannot purge off the Viper's ultimate, which I believe he thought you could. So he definitely should have fate seeded the Viper and then figured it out from there.
Don't blame Leanne trying to get this Lycan. He's got his ulti form of Verbal, and Chen has to commit the Hand of God. He's trying to send the Lycan back, and the timing is going to be enough. Survives back in base. He's still burning. Thankfully for the Lycan, he's got stick charges up his sleeve. And now bottom lane Trixie initiating underneath the tower. There's more support coming in for the bounty, and Trixie just tries to TP out, and again another close escape for Stark, forcing another TP rotation. Another kill not to happen.
Yeah, this is what happens when Trixie does Trixie things and it goes right. You draw so much attention.
Afo. There's Finn's grip
If he
available.
placed this right, he could have done it.
Oh, not a good trap!
Under attack.
There's not enough damage to kill a Boogie anymore. There's a level 4 corrosive skin as well. Darshlow doesn't really have that same bite to him.
Radiant's top tower is
I'm having another crack at bottom too. Yeah, this game feels so much more like, even though it's 4-4 on the board, I really feel like Stark have more control on the map.
Oh yeah, for sure. Stark are definitely winning this game so far. Like, Nempi's getting free farm while YOLO Warrior is feeling pressured on his Sven. I'm learning a lot about what you need to do against carry Sven. Because it's very clear, like, Stark know the hero very well, right? They very successful last game. They identified, like, okay, you gotta try and slow down his Helmet Dominator pickup as fast as possible. And that I anticipate Stark are gonna do a better job than HellRaisers did when it comes to testing or denying that Ancients.
Oh, Dem's trying to get a little bit of vision. Yeah, scout out the fact there is an Ancient stack being prepared by Trixie, but at this point I'm wondering if there's anything HR can really do about it.
Okay, so you're gonna get picked off?
Well, they can drag him back with Varlix, the Nightmare. Actually stops the Batrider's drag, while the Flame Break forward. Okay, see, he's gonna get nuked down by the Oracle, but Undershock sacrifices himself for this kill. That's not too bad, but you're still in a 4-on-4 situation, and Sven, it looks like he wants to have a crack at Roshan. He slipped inside the pit. Because the room was already taken, there's nothing to beat Stark to come into the bottom river. He's just gonna come for the... He's coming for the stack. He's gonna God Strength for the stack, and Trixie heard something.
Oh, nice.
They're rotating over, and they're coming so quickly.
They got a TP out now, though.
The TPS has started. The Ravage!
Oh, no!
It was too far away! Oh boy.
Wow.
I don't know if he screwed the pooch on that one, or he just neutered the pooch.
You can't blame Trixie too much for that one because it was so damn close. Like, that was just a little cubby hole that Trixie's Ravage couldn't quite hit.
They can still force the issue. Even with Ravage down, there's still so much control. Because Varlix is coming in with his Fiend's Grip, so you've already got your big lockdown.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Goddamn's not going to come too close.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah, with that kill onto the Sven, he took a lot from them too. Like, he took the full Ancient stack.
Yeah, that brings the Sven's farm right back up to where it should be before the Viper came and harassed him so much.
So really
right,
also,
that was a
it's...
big win.
Oh, hello. Undershock. So he's the hero they commit the Fiend's Grip onto. Dust Trigger is too far away to really do anything with goddamn. And I'm wondering if it's... Okay, it is actually going to be the full pipe.
Mid lane. They got Boogie. Killer Warrior does so much damage right now.
And
And they tried to Hand of God him as well as attempt to one-shot, but they get stuns up.
Yeah, that's like the Hand of God is like what? One hit from the Sven? Yeah, he'll just hit him again.
They still get like a trade-off. So it's the Viper for the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. And Stark will be back at the mid tier 1 to defend it. Instantly into scouting wolf mode too.
I think Stark are pretty okay with that trade-off if they get one out of it. Like I said, taking down the tier 1 tower really loosens the hold Radiant side have on.
Dire's top tower
I'm still a little bit iffy on some of the mechanics of Ether Lines. But what's the effect of the Tide Hunter? Because that's what I was thinking about when I saw both the cloak and the ring, and then he had the arcane boots. I'm like, okay, it's just Ether Lens.
It's increased range on Gush and that.
And that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it actually affected Anchor Smash or not.
Somebody else that's really good with Ether Lens though, Zeus. My boy Zeus.
That guy is so unbelievable.
Yeah, the Ether Lens is actually making the hero right now. You're seeing it a lot in high-level pubs, and Ether Lens, the build is...
Even in low-level pubs, you see that. So what are you going to do? You sit at the back line. Air lightning. Air lightning. Did I just kill everyone? That's what just happened. Too easy to play that Zeus. When he is at early CS and so on, not to try and say, I'm going to go mid as well or I feed.
Power of Oracle, by the way, look at his experience. The fact that Oracle is able to solo farm, whether it's lanes or really easily once he gets level 7. And even as a hero that is 1-4-1, still level 8.
We actually going to force him to... Yeah, Stark are going to force the issue. It was a tier 2 for a tier 1 trade to start with. But you got the Agassi model, you got Ravage back up again, you got Fiend's Grip available. The only thing that's not here is Hand of God. That's the only major ultimate they don't have. But even with Lycan and Wolf form, you get a full Chen army going to work. They're going to lose their Observer Ward inside the base. The vision becomes a little bit more stroppy, but you've got now tornadoes and daytime vision. Goddamn's able to cancel off that tornado with a shuriken toss, but you've taken a tier 3 tower. You actually get the fortification out, and with the drag, they've got the Viper pulling it back. The Ravage and Trixie will stop this Batrider, freed by Undershock. But remember what they came here for. It's objective-based gaming. They're here to take out the ranks. They may not think they can take the melee, so they're focusing on ensuring they get at least the range rank, keeping this Sven at bay. He got strength, but the Viper Strike's already on him. They remove a little bit of that damage, and most of this God Strength, in fact, almost all of the God Strength is wasted. So Stark will hang around to finish up this melee ranks as well. And now all they're going to do is just go home. Get the hell out of here with minimal casualties. I think it's almost sandbag time. Apo's going to jump forward. HellRaisers also have to be careful because Stark haven't sent anyone home properly yet. So now they're just going to be careful. In fact, it looks like Varlix to be the last man standing to stay behind. Everyone else to be sent back. And in fact, okay. They do get the kill.
Yeah, they limit the pickoffs to the 2 supports. Stark might even get a deny. No.
That's still a 17-minute full bottom racks.
Yeah.
I know you said at the start tonight, like the push meta is back again. Like, it's kind of showcases that.
I don't know if Stark had a really good read there. I didn't see the Sven and where he TP'd originally, but his TP was on cooldown while he was pushing down mid. I think Stark knew that, and that's why they were pushing so aggressively. Normally, you'd make that sort of push and back out because you don't have your pipe yet. You didn't have Hand of God like you mentioned. Even Blink Dagger or stuff like that.
I didn't spend TP to the mid so they can push the tier 1. I thought that's what he did.
Yeah, so if Stark saw that and we're like, let's take advantage of this, because normally you would just push and force TPs back, and then you would back out. You'd be like, all right, that was a win. They fully committed because they knew Sven was unable to TP in. And now they've pretty much won the game. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a team come back from Raxing by 17.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Missing up the hill and then having the troll trap behind is able to keep at least the Zeus away from death as well. The Stark are just grouping up to go again. This time they dust. They got that slow and Fiend's grip on the Bounty Hunter. So you've removed 2 heroes. You've got just under a 30-second window. But a level 2 Necrobook also just arrived on Nemphy. So their pushing speed, even with the Chen army being a little bit lower than it was before, is still getting stronger.
This is the other thing, is that Bounty Hunter is terrible versus push lineups. He's good at disrupting Chen, but he's terrible at push lineups because he brings nothing to the table when the actual team fight breaks out at 18 minutes. You're fighting 4 versus 5.
It's the counter push required, but it's just not there. And Trixie's walking around with this Blink Dagger Ravage just ready to strike. They jump back and now Trixie let it go because they brought Valix in. In fact, he gets it again. Sven wasted God Strength. He can't reach anything in attack. Just being kited across this fight. At least Trixie will walk into him so he can do some level of damage. But while they're chasing down Trixie, the mid-rank has been taken out. So the melee is gone. And now in 19 minutes, they've managed to take out the bottom ranks completely and the mid-melee. Yeah, this is going to get bigger, like 30 globals.
I don't think I've ever seen a series, Toby, go more beneficially to like my predictions of the way the team would play. Stark played it late game, first game, and push second game. And I said that was the 2 ways that Stark, you know, that's their 2 best strategies. If they can't beat you by 25 minutes, they'll beat you at, you know, 55 minutes.
It's funny though, because HellRaisers gave them this space. Like, they picked into this. So they knew what they were going up against.
Probably should have Piranha.
But
I don't know how much of a difference that would've made.
I would still be concerned that the push power would just be too much.
Good call by Trixie not going the traditional Blink Dagger build as well. Going for what was an early pipe. Even just the Hood of Defiance has so much more value than shell that it does.
Just realized that like what would you really gain from like getting the pipe at this point? Magical damage is okay from HellRaisers, but his ability to have a blink ravage like that, I still think that's probably one of the best like decisions from Stark. Is just to isolate and kite this event. I know I kind of like highlighted a lot of it during the fight, but if you look like down to the bottom lane, he got Viper Strike. I think it was around this position, and spent most of his time just running from here to here. That was almost his entire God Strength duration. And then the mid-fight, he got ravaged here. And then spent most of his time running the opposite direction. Looks like top lane's going to be the fight they're looking for. Just over on goddamn Trixie. So it's another Ravage, however. So they're trying to find the pick up before they go down, and HellRaisers attacking them beforehand. But yeah, this event just really hasn't had an influence for all the farm he's got. It's minimal, because there's no Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I think that's the...
Well, here you go. That's a big pick. That's a real big pick. Nemphy just getting massively nuked down.
Yeah,
and now Trixie, though, he can turn and punish this. If buyback can bring the Lycan back in, it's going to be a blink to Ravage, and there's your buyback. Lycan's on his way. The Meg will give him a little bit more life. Barlic, okay, stun from this Ven, will be able to find the kill, but Lycan's back in with his Necro units. They're looking for that cleave damage, and Stark have to stop grouping up until that happens. Viper will finally get the last hit into this event. The Oracle will drop. Meanwhile, back at home, the creep wave of Stark has done all of the work it needs to. Pushed in so hard, this Ven is down. Oracle can buy back. A tier 2 and a tier 3 tower go in the way of Stark in just a moment. They know they were so far ahead, it didn't even matter if they lost a Lycan like that.
This is also the new thing. The game's pretty much over. Stark are, you know, eventually just gonna get out last lane of racks. The build on Zeus has, in the last, I would say like the last week or 2, has turned into Veil. Ether Lens was always the item with the new patch, but lately it's been people building Veil after Ether, and they just sit so far back, and the range of Veil is so long, particularly with that Ether Lens, which does affect its range. That you just are able to do massive amounts of damage. It's actually insane. Veil has always been one of those like overlooked items where people are like, yeah, it sounds nice in theory, but you can't really feel the effect of it oftentimes.
I think it was one of the items which PPE highlighted in his blog when he talked about the patches. He's just like, wow, this just became so much more effective at a price.
Yeah, what was the thing?
Wasn't it made? It was made cheaper, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just can't remember.
Okay, so
We will
HellRaisers.
find it. Alright, so the old recipe was Helm of Iron Will, Null Talisman, and a recipe.
So it's the same cost.
The new one is Helm of Iron Will, Null Talisman, and 2. But it's a pretty significant intelligence in
Well, here they jump. Volek's being dragged back out again. This Vane's gonna die, but Roshan already goes the way of Stark. On the God Strength is still a long duration time on it. Stark just will disengage. Like, they have the Aegis Immortal. They remember what this game is all about. It's just now getting the goods to finish the job.
Yeah, they got Aegis. They didn't have Ravage or Hand of Gods. They'll have an Ags on Shen if they want to. Another 900 gold.
They just got away with Roshan without having to, one, expend Ravage. They'll even have, have Ravage.
They can, they'll hit. They've got this gigantic peak that I don't know how HR possibly stand.
The hilarious thing is, like, even look at the graphs. The graphs do not reflect the position of this game at all.
Oh, no, not at all.
But it's just Stark in a great position at the moment.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we were wrong about Veil being cheaper, but what it is it's more cost. It now gives you an extra 12 intelligence for the same cost. Obviously, pretty important for any cores that are going to pick it up. Probably less important for supports that pick it up.
So HR, you gotta defend this somehow. I don't know how. I think it's gonna be like the greatest Blink, Lasso, and 4-star, but even that is 6 seconds on cooldown, so they try and light up Boogie a little bit. But even Boogie, he's gonna run forward, soak up as much damage as HR will throw at him, blow the Aegis Immortal, and then come back to life again, trigger the BKB. Trixie jumping forward again. Just trying to bait out abilities or initiations. Nothing much more than this. They don't have to worry about much more. The Veil is spread out quite nicely over Boogie as well as Trixie, so they keep taking a little bit too much damage. The Stark are in no rush. Like, they've already taken out so much. Maybe the only thing which is a bit of a problem is the fact that your Necro Books were just triggered.
Yeah, I think Trixie maybe popped that pipe a little bit too early. It is rather short duration. Trying to do it just before heading into the fight.
Oh, this is cocky. This is really cocky.
Because what HellRaisers were able to do is they were able to wait out the barrier before they popped the Zeus.
Stark just saw the bounty. Goddamn, just walking in range. In fact, now he's very visible. Blinked down by Trixie, starts with the Gush. They need a little bit more detection down here, but they've got Dust available. Dam's already run himself away. Just an easy pick off like that's gonna just solve them so many problems as they go high ground. Yeah, if you bet your res on Stark today, if you believe in Finnish power, believe you shall be rewarded.
Yeah, because there's anybody who's like, why are you calling a game before it's over? The thing is that Stark has so many ways to win. 2 racks down this early. They'll always win out in an economy because both mid and bottom lane of racks, you're getting like half the gold and experience out of those
Oh, Afro. He just ran in. Has to instantly 4-star himself away, which takes away their initiation. There's a Ravage from Trixie. They still haven't got a kill for this one, and with the lasso, Netfi is being controlled and brought down. They try and send him back, but it will not be in time. As HR, they are having a successful defense. They may find more as well. Sven's actually able to input this damage with the Shuriken toss bouncing around. Chan can't do much more. Stark are losing so much. Yeah, you bought back on the Zeus. Trying to find more. Trixie as well as Boogie still surviving. Shashlo. Boogie needs something, but Boogie is almost dead. Trixie will finally come in, but it's the Aegis Immortal is what they're popped. Trixie through the one charges, gets back up to a fair chunk of life as Boogie. He's got to start working on the backlines. Trixie's removing the damage. He's slowing them down. Shuriken toss, bounce damage. Almost enough to kill off Trixie. Afro's almost finished the job too, but goddamn, Boogie can't finish the job on either of these cores. Trixie is capable of surviving as he backs out. I'd say cause, it was the supports that were chasing him down. They defend, they at least hold on to their ranks for now.
Yep, that's defense number 1 out of like the next 10 that have to come. I'll get excited. The thing is, I'll get excited for HR if they defend successfully like 5 more times, maybe. That's when I'll start like actually getting excited and talk about the potential of a comeback, because they still need the BKB on Nemphy, which is going to be coming in soon. They still have that Ags, which is a huge increase in power for their push lineups on the Chen, because this next push, now that he has it, will have the Granite Golem, so an extra 15% to a lineup that's already pretty hard to take down. They can wait out the next Roshan if they want to, get another Aegis, that's just in time. And the thing is that HR's lineup, it doesn't ever start scaling, right? It's not like you're waiting and like, boom, this hero is all of a sudden going to come online at 40 minutes time, right? HellRaisers lineup is made to fight at 20 minutes and continue to grow till like 45 minutes. It's not like they have that late game like Spectre pickup or Dewstar or something like that that really changes things.
They still can have the surprise from Sven, but he doesn't have a normal combo here. That's where you say, oh, maybe if you worked with a Darkseer, like you back into a big Stormbolt and then you cleave through everything, or with a Magnus, then he can give the Empower buff up. So then you got multiple ways you can couple with that, but you're right, like, what you see is what you got right now for HR.
And then ultimately, like Stark, even at 45 minutes, all they have to do is have buybacks and bum rush the racks, and if they take that and get Megas, they probably won the game. See though, Gotham has that Guardian Greaves, he's scouting out. What HR desperately need right now is a pick. They can't afford to let Stark continue to 5-man into the base. They need to actively and find pickoffs before Stark gets. Especially as they get closer to Roshan timing, they can't let Stark get that Aegis. May find it here. Maybe get Bogey as he comes up.
Yeah, he's probably the most exposed out of all of them. But the Hand of God is there, and they're already going to start sending him back. And the damage to Viper, okay, they actually have enough.
That's what I'm talking about, Veil of Discord, baby.
That's like hell, but they still can't go further than that. This Ven is back at base.
Yeah, and next time they may be running into the Lotus Orb pickup now of Trixie, so he's looking to counter the lasso.
Also removes the Veil, right? Dispel Veil.
Yes, it removes Veil, it'll remove Track.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
A lot of things. Potentially could also return the abilities when they try and focus someone like the Viper like that.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't be able to do so again.
Lotus Orb is great against Batrider because you either Lotus Orb preemptively and Batrider lassos himself in the process and doesn't go anywhere.
Trixie? Yeah, he really wants to commit. You'll have to blow Ravage, but he didn't. If he blew Ravage, he would have stunned the 2 TPing out heroes, and now all 3 heroes from HR will be able to escape.
Yeah, probably figured, not worth it. I'll use it for the push. But at the same time, Nemphy committed his ultimate, so that's a little bit of...
It was ultimate and Necrobooks. Yeah. Both of them kind of go hand in hand for the time.
Well, I guess you could say Trixie wants to keep his Ravage up for Roshan, which, you know, could spawn in the next 20 seconds, and then potentially the next 3 minutes. So, committing Ravage is much different than committing the Shape.
What are you doing?
I actually agree with you.
This helmet he's got, and with the blood flying the way it is, it just reminds me of Bioshock. There's blood, guts, and gore everywhere, and then
so Tidehunter's Big Daddy. Who's the little girl?
Who's the little girl?
Bioshock.
No, who'll be close enough to that?
Crystal Maiden?
I don't know. Like
probably
she's
the most dainty, smallest. Like Mina's a little bit much of a Hellfire bitch.
Yeah, no, she's definitely not, but no. I don't know, Crystal Maiden just doesn't fit me as because you also gotta have that inner evil side.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what the girls were, right?
Maybe Crystal Maiden's so. I mean,
she's
that's
too
the
pure.
thing, right?
She's too pure as a woman.
But I'm gonna go the opposite route, Toby.
What's the opposite?
She's too goody two shoes that she's a little crazy, you know?
I have an analogy.
You ever meet those women, Toby?
Yeah. Possibly cat.
Too goody two shoes. And it goes crazy.
Too many stories.
Yeah, she's got that crazy look in her eyes.
Yeah. Avoid the crazy eyes, boys and girls. Avoid the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Like, what do we got in the hero pool? Like, I can do this without crashing Dota, right? Where the hell do we even put it? It's in learn. Where the hell are my heroes? Oh, the big tab that says heroes. That'll work.
I'm pretty sure Crystal Maiden.
Crystal Maiden.
Because all the other females in Dota badass. Or...
Queen of Pain's daughter.
Hey.
I think that would be
That's
like
not in the game. Come on now.
It's not in the game. I'm sure somebody out there who is a dedicated viewer will actually make like a Tide Hunter Big Daddy and a Queen of Pain's daughter little girl.
No.
Someone's gonna be that awesome.
Definitely
They're gonna do
Crystal
that.
Maiden. Come on now. You could potentially say that if Templar Assassin changed her purple makeup to black.
TA's too old. TA just looks too old.
Yeah.
She's that old wise woman from the West. TA without all her armor. Except those girls never had NAS on them, and PA has NAS on her. What? See the Arcana sets of PA?
Toby, that
Look at this! Look at this, dude! Okay.
No, that's all fine, well, and good. All right, I am not.
And then you give her an Arcana, and then all of a sudden it just sticks out. I don't want to think about little girls that way, man.
I am not flaming you for knowing that PA has one hell of an ass. All right, I'm not gonna flame you for that. But knowing that the little girl from BioShock does not have an ass. That's the part that is questionable for me, Toby.
That is not questionable at all. I think that's perfectly alright.
I'm pretty sure we're settled on. And away we go.
Yeah. And goodbye, Alex. Welcome back to the game after the pause. I start getting picked off here and there, which is causing problems, but like your home is always in peril.
Yeah. Or is it gonna start getting shit down? Another way Stark can win.
How's that?
Like in just going straight, throne. Sort of scenario where HR are too far out or something.
True. Necrobooks, like, you need fortification on cooldown though, like you need to trigger that first. Because his push isn't one of those sustained pushes.
Where's the gem?
They never bought one.
Valix has got one in the stash.
Okay, there she purchased one.
A big part of the reason that HellRaisers are still doing things in this game is the fact that Gotham is scouting out so much.
The fact
like
he's
Roshan
sitting
right now,
inside of Roshan.
Yeah, HellRaisers!
Where's the Bane? The Bane's TPing out now. If he walks to the side of the cliff, they can see him. Okay, they triggered Necrobooks. Oh, that bounty.
Think Stark baited that out at all?
I don't know. Yes,
you think they're like, alright, we'll just go into the Roshan pit, and like, about 25% of Roshan's HP will pop Necrobook. And maybe catch the bounty hunter.
It seems like something you wouldn't do. If you're looking to push directly up. So yeah, I think you're right, man. I think it was the pure trap.
But
it's
a pretty greedy play. You shouldn't let bounty hunters scout you out in the.
Yeah. At the same time, Valix could have just walked to the cliffside here, and they would have seen him.
Yeah.
That's also the other play they could have done. They may not have killed him at that point, but they could have realized they could trigger the Necrobooks. Seems a little odd. So the Aegis goes to the Viper, who at this point is probably going to be the tankiest of them all. Even over the Lycan. But Viper's kind of been copying more of the stuns. Especially when, unless when Nempi gets called out like 1v5. Like, then obviously they throw everything onto him to kill him off quick. So they're using the Viper as the front liner. And he's fairly close to finishing up the full butterfly too. He won't have it for this push, however. Goddamn.
Who's scouting who now?
You got a friend, and he actually scouts the observer while being placed. Gonna last that long, and look, they glimmer cape in, gush him up. The vision's there. Wow. Okay, that's overkill. And the instant buyback. He needs the prep tracks more than anything else. Oh, and they come the Ravage!
Oh no!
Perfect from Trixie! You do have the damage from the Sven that back lines, but the Nightmare is still dictating his target. And he wants to kill off the Lycan, but Lycan runs away. They still haven't got the first kill. Now will go the way of Shashlo. His buyback is actually off cooldown. It's been that long that it comes back off cooldown again. But next time he dies, he's dead for a very long time. The God Strength is almost at the end. Viper, he will now burn the Aegis, the Immortal. So Sven will buy back. HellRaisers are finding life as an artificial life purchased by money. And Lycan is now down for the count. Can they actually even get the Megas? The damage is there from this Sven, but maybe not enough, because they're still going to get through this bloody Viper. As the ping's just bouncing around, a triple kill right now to the Batrider. Trixie will die as well, and the melee Rex will survive. They actually repel Stark, but they'll be spending the next minute trying to repair the damage that was done on the other lanes.
Alright, that's fight number 2, Toby. Fight number 2.
Hey, you said we only have to get a 10, right?
Another 3 more of those without losing that last objective. We'll start getting excited.
It still seems weird though, like the battle is being split into multiple parts. The Sven runs himself out and he attacks down the ramp, while Trixie jumps up and then forces a fight up here. So Stark then try and solo deal with the Sven, who pops his Warcry and is actually quite innately tanky. So how are you meant to get through him in a quick rate? It's just almost like get yourself an Assault Cuirass.
HR were in a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of scenario where they had to go for the Lycan. They knew that the Viper had the Aegis, so they tried to kill the other really important core, which would be the Lycan. If they could have successfully brought him down during the lasso, before he pops cheese, the fight is instantly won from there. And HR have a very successful defense where they probably don't even lose racks. Unfortunately, they just didn't have the damage. And I don't think he got any crits, but even then, I don't think it would have mattered if he got one.
I love
extra
this.
Crit.
I don't think I've actually got to cast one of these games.
Oh my god.
It's an Aghanim's Flaming Lasso.
I don't know how I feel about this, Toby, but it'll be the funniest thing in the world if that gets Lotus Orbs and he accidentally grabs himself and the Sven or something absurd.
That would be terrific.
I actually am not entirely sure on how
does
Lotus Orb always reflects back the spell 1-to-1, so I think it does
Correct.
reflect back the Ags version.
No. No,
it doesn't?
No, it doesn't. No,
Does the carrier have to...
The carrier must actually have an Aghanim Scepter, because right now, like, if he gets Viper Strike, he returns an Aghanim's Viper Strike. Or, I'd say the same
So,
with the
the person who has the Lotus Orb on them.
The person, like, okay, so if you actually have, like, Aghanim Scepter over on Trixie, and then someone Lotus Orbs him, he will return an Aghanim Scepter ability. Yeah. Oh, we got both! Oh, that's a big one! With the stun, Trixie will let the Ravage fly, however, but they still need to push out more damage. Nephi goes into oldie form. The Necrobooks are down. Nephi's just running himself out of here. The Fiend's Grip is isolating this Sven. Varlik's doing the work right now for Stark. They still need to keep him kited out here, triggering the dust, trying to get bits wherever they can. Now this Sven, he can't get close enough to the 10. They're just force-upping around. Finally, HellRaisers, they will lose the fight. There's no real buybacks apart from that of the Oracle, but this Sven's the bigger one. The Oracle will come back to the world of the living. Up racks with the Wolves and the Necrounus moving forward. No way to stop this. Aphro jumps back in again. And he's going to pop down. They isolate Undershock. This will be his side back. And this will be the game. This is Stark taking it with Megas. There's just no way to defend this anymore.
G-bag.
Sparring partners, I think is the what he prefers to be called.
Oh, there it is.
Bye.
Stark take it 2-0. Nicely played by Stark, showing their 2 different playstyles.
Nice of them. And wonderful way to start off the European division. Of course, this now does. I don't know if we actually have our grid. Is it already updated? No, it's not. But I'm certain that it's going to be on it in just a moment. But this will actually push Team Stark into #1 position and HellRaisers into #6 position. Only one team from Europe, a group stage, will be able to qualify through.